Italian Football Podcast.
Let's just make this quite quick. The Ballon d'Or list was announced this week, 30-man shortlist ahead of the ceremony on October the 30th. Only one Italian in the list, in the 30-man list, which I think is not enough, because when Serie A had two teams in the Champions League semi-finals and one in the final, and a lot of the Italian players played big roles for Inter especially, but also the historic season that Napoli had to get into the quarterfinal and winning Scudetto. Nicolo Barella is the only player that's
Look,
called,
I'm reading the list now. I'm reading the list now, and I agree with pretty much every single player in there. The only player I might not agree with that shouldn't be there is maybe, and then that would be me being very, very uncharitable. It's Ødegaard, who you could say, well, maybe Bastoni or Di Lorenzo should have been there instead. But other
the players
than that,
I don't believe should be in there are Karim Benzema, because his season was his brilliant season was the season before.
Yeah,
Jamal Musiala for Bayern Munich. If you've got Musiala was great the first half of the season. Second half of the season, not so much. And he didn't have a good World Cup either, really. Well, Germany went out first round. Yeah. Randall Colomwani, I have no idea what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, that is
what the hell is he doing? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan.
I'm a big fan of him. I said that it was madness at the time. Milan didn't sign him on a free transfer, and then he goes for 100 million a year later. So this is coming from someone who's a fan of him. But Frankfurt player, what the hell? What's he doing in there? Julian Alvarez was a sub for Manchester City the whole season. He did well at the World Cup.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. People, you have to remember that it's an unwritten rule that lots of this is the reason why Lionel Messi is going to win it, is because he was the best player at the World Cup. He wasn't the best player overall over the season, but he was the best player at the World Cup, and so he's going to win it. And that's what they. And
Odegaard had a.
He was great. Don't get me wrong. I love that
Arsenal
side. I think they're wonderful to watch. But
and even Salah, Salah had a very good individual season, but Liverpool were total disastrous season. So what's he doing in there?
I can't really. Yeah, well,
I mean, he did have a very good individual season. I know, but then when I look at Bastoni, Dimarco, and Di Lorenzo. I mean, for
Dimarco
me,
is not quite there yet to me, but for me, Bastoni and Di Lorenzo, that I think at least one of them should be there.
Yeah, I am a little bit. Has there been a better right back? Has there been a better right back than Di Lorenzo?
But I have to say though, one thing, and maybe I'm wrong here, but Theo Hernandez and Mike Mignon aren't on there.
Mignon. Yeah, well, Theo Hernandez, I understand, because I think he had a quite up and down season. And even Magnon, to an extent, he was injured for a good 3 or 4 months of it, and he missed the World Cup. So I do understand that, to be honest. Milan, let's not forget, Milan finished 5th in Serie A.
Yeah.
And they got to the semi-finals.
Yeah, but Theo was outstanding in the World Cup.
Yeah, in the World Cup. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, in the World Cup. Up until the final. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Well, they did struggle against England. But yeah, Theo, if we're doing Julian Alvarez, then I guess we could argue Theo.
Theo for me is more of I reacted to that, like, why is he not there? Because I think he is the best left back in the world, together with Alphonso Davies, and I think
at least there is some representation from some of the Italian clubs, and we've got Osimhen in there. We've got
Kvaratskhelia. I count Kim and Jay.
Yeah, two Napoli players. No, 3 Napoli.
I count Kim and Jay went there because of he's at Napoli. Like that's why.
Of course he did. Yeah.
So for me, that's a Napoli player.
And we've got Inter represented by Barella and
Lautaro.
Lautaro, yeah.
Which I think is fair. I think that's fair. But we all know Lionel Messi's going to win it, so I don't even understand what we're talking about this.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's already won it.
I'm just happy that now this is the last year we have to deal with this cult, because from now on, there's not going to be another Messi and Ronaldo cult. As much as I've loved watching this era, I am over the moon that it's over. I'm tired of it. They are exhausting. Both sets of fans of these two are cult fanboys. They're insane. They're impossible to engage in conversation with. And I'm over the moon that it's now over and finished and done with. Thank God, move next.
Yeah. No, first Ballon d'Or without Ronaldo and in 20 years. And I think next year will maybe be the first year without either of them.